Hello, and welcome back for episode 11 of Aliit by Beskar, our Star Wars campaign featuring primarily Mandos and a couple of Horse users, which almost sounds like a sitcom title. Uh, a bunch of Mandos and a Force user. Before we start with our session today, just a quick recap, and then I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves. So last week there was a big fight with a Sith Lord, um, who we've met before, though we didn't know their name or really what they looked like. But they're Darth Jen, pronounced like almost like Djen, um, and they're a super tall, super scary looking Kaminoan that can wield a dozen lightsabers in the air via the Force. Um, they were definitely way, way, way above level of the whole group. But Zadu did a pretty great job of holding his own for a little while there. Enough time for the rest of the group to rescue the Jedi Kieran, who had been captured and was being tortured, and all sorts of not fun stuff happening for Kieran. And they got away. And now they've got Kieran on the ship, and she's having some trouble controlling her powers. Some clear signs of some PTSD given what she went through. And she's very confused by this group of Mandos because she knows Mandos purely on reputation and literally the last group of people that she would expect to rescue her. So that's kind of where we left off. Um, yeah, so before we jump into what's going to happen next, I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves, starting with top left. So, V, tell us a little bit about Anaka and yourself.
Hi, I'm Vanessa. I am primarily a traditional artist. I work in watercolor and pencil sketch, as well as digital art. And if you'd like to take a look at any of my stuff, you can certainly do so. I have an art Twitter, which is at Peppero Draws. That's Peppero like the candy. And if you are a fan of Animus Absentus, which is our Wednesday, we just had a game yesterday, so now I've got Wednesday on the brain. Saturday evening game, yes. So I'm working on a piece for that should be posted shortly. So if you'd like to take a look, certainly do so. But I play Anaka. I was going to say Annie. I am all over the place today. I play Anakata. She is a Togruta Dark Force user. With a mysterious past. She's kind of like the goth kid, the broody goth kid on the ship, which may or not be true to life. But for now, that's the mantle that she's going to take up, just because it's the most convenient for her. And maybe we might get some of her backstory a little later, but we'll see. Yeah, that's Anoka.
All right. Next we've got Nikki. Tell us a little bit about Ilsa and yourself. or not, that's okay too.
I'm just really bad at this part.
No, you're fine. Well, it's Ilsa was a former Imperial Academy and then dropped out, right?
Yeah, a stormtrooper dropout, revisiting her Mando roots and traveling with this wonderful crew.
Well, they are wonderful among many other things.
Yes, her and her rat ferret and ship that she decorated to look like a cottage, even if everybody's not going to be happy with that.
It's great. I love it. All right, and a little bit about yourself.
I play games. That's about it.
All right, that works. Thanks. Next, we'll hop over to Hope, and with that, a big thank you for the $15 donation that put 3 crits on the board there. Much appreciated.
And I need it.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about Muxo and yourself.
Oh, okay. So Muxo is she is as if Leslie Hall and Ace Rimmer from a dwarf. Leslie Hall's not from a dwarf. Uh, had 7 children, and she'd be the middle child. She's a farm girl, Mandalorian, who is a bit of a daredevil, and she's just so brightly colored and bold and bad at it, apparently. But it's all on me because I'm bad at it. um, you can find me at Hope Tracy on Twitter at Hope Tracy71, and on Monday nights on Milady Saito's channel for Tales of Drahi.
Awesome. Next, let's hop up to Matt. Tell us a little bit about Jai and yourself.
Oh boy, I'm Matt Hoadley. I'm a content creator of various stripes, and I play Jai, who is a sweet summer child, our precious idiot, who is still slowly coming to terms with the fact that his choices have consequences, and that he has to become an adult, and he hates it. Thanks. Also, there's too many Jedi around now for his tastes.
Yeah, Kieran definitely caught the brunt of that sentiment last week.
Yeah.
It's a little gross, but we deal with it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously excluding his absolute best friend in the whole wide world, Anaka.
Well, you're clearly not a Jedi. You're cool.
Okay. well,
They're
there you go.
cops. You're cool.
I mean, that's fair. It's not entirely inaccurate. All right. Next, let's hop over to Mr. Parr. Tell us a little bit about Zadu and yourself.
Zadu is a Twi'lek who was raised on Kashyyyk. And am I really going to go with the same intro as last? I guess so. And there, he was raised by Wookiees, his first found family. Eventually, when he journeyed out into the universe to become a mercenary, he found another found family when it came to these Mandalorians here. And then he got a wonderful murder son named Locke, who is his third found family. So I guess you can call him the master of found families. What family will he find next?
That's great. All right. And I guess that just leaves me. So I'm Raven. I'm the creative director for the Raven Evermore, which is my brand for all the various things I do, most of which are tabletop related. All my links are there in the link tree in chat. And then before I go further, just another quick mention about sponsors, which is Fundamental RPG, which is a really cool tabletop system. It looks like this. I finally got my author copy in the mail. Yeah, the physical version is available on Amazon. Just look up Fundamental RPG and it should pull right up. Again, it will look like this. Or you can get the PDF version at coffee.com/raven/shop, just like it says in the bottom right hand corner. Just add /shop to the end of it. And Intrepid is the other sponsor. It's adventuring gear for real life. So if you enjoy athletic, outdoor, casual wear with a tabletop theme, there's some cool stuff, and you can find that also at the same place at the coffee.com/raven/shop URL. So that's sponsors. And myself out of the way, so let's hop into the game. So I think when we left off, you're all still on the ship. It had been a few days, and Kieran was up to walking around, and she'd kind of talk to each of you. You're still a day or two away from the Yavin system. Is there anything that you want to discuss? Or do, or talk about, etc., before you get to the system?
During this period of time, I want Muxo to have been using the communications console to draw up some, and now the word's totally gone from my head. You know, when you do the computer simulations of like scenarios, and simulations is probably the word I was thinking of. So I want her to be like kind of figuring out how to draw those up so that she can like actually show people the plan that she wants to enact.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want me to roll for that or not.
Yeah, let's do a use computer roll.
She is gonna get them to at least pretend to do a plan. Even if she has to like work to make it look cool. Also, it's fun.
13. Okay.
No, that doesn't sound.
You're struggling a little bit, but you've basically got like the equivalent of a digital whiteboard that
Mhm.
you've figured out how to put stuff on.
Okay, so they're 2D.
Yeah, and it's got like little clip art style icons and things that you can put on there. So it's
Probably
It's
swearing
useful.
involved.
yeah, it's useful. Probably far away from what you were going for, but you're getting there.
We're gonna be together a long, hopefully a long time before somebody dies. So she's got time.
Before somebody
Do you?
dies.
Do you?
Oh goodness.
So can she have in for some of the clip art? Can it be like selfies of the characters? We do have a lot of them.
Yeah, but it's like a Microsoft Paint version of where you just like circle shape cut out the face and put it on top of the icon.
Yes, yes. That's so good.
But it gets the message across like, yeah, this is this person.
Hmm. Next up, sound effects.
Yes, absolutely.
Our next journey, we'll do that.
Excuse me. All right.
Can
what
I
about
also assume that
everybody?
Jai and I succeeded at shock grenades?
Oh yeah, we didn't actually really get to that last session.
No, we kind of just bounced over it.
Yeah, let's take care of that. So I need a that's probably going to be a mechanics check from both of you.
Okay. I do have
And
more
where
cards
are
than
you doing this? Because that will be important also.
Oh,
Jai's
at my workbench in the hangar.
Okay.
I got a 22 on it.
Okay.
Just a moment. I had to pop out my character sheet.
So Jai did a fairly good job.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
A 15?
I'm cursed this entire week. You would not believe. Cursed.
Yeah, you
How
got
many
a pretty
people do I
good.
injure?
No, none. You almost set one off, but Jai was able to catch it. Don't touch those two wires together.
Great, good. Because that was so exciting, the elevator thing. Could
Yeah,
happen again.
I'm kind of imagining that scene from The Mandalorian where he's like, no, the blue wire. And except it doesn't actually, you don't actually set it off. But yeah, you've kind of figured out a lot of it. It's not quite perfect, so I'm gonna say that you have we'll call this the prototype version,
Mhm.
and it's got, let's say, a 70% chance to work as intended. So you can set it off, and basically we'll roll a percentile, and if it's 1 to 70%, then you succeeded. If it's 71 to 100, then it failed.
What quantity?
You've got one so far,
Okay, great. One.
but you can keep working on this to make more and improve them as time goes
Oh.
on.
Absolutely. I like them. I like it, Jai and I at least having projects to work on during our voyages.
Oh, you think if you can keep me busy, I won't be as destructive. Got it.
No, you're basically my little brother now.
As long as you don't mind babysitting Locke as well.
Well, I mean, we can always try to fit different guns on him.
Lockprop might just walk up and be like, "Ooh, can I play with that?"
I mean,
When there are people to kill around.
I imagine you're making these shotgun. That sounds like the perfect thing that Locke would gravitate to. That, like, more ability to blow people up with things.
Musos has 9 grenades already now, so she hasn't used a single one.
It's just another way to kill people. That's what I imagine Locke sees from that.
Yep, Locke's like, "Ooh, I can knock people out en masse and then kill them."
You should teach them make a little something.
Oh goodness.
So that's what
okay.
we're doing.
Perfect. How about Zadu, Ilsa, and Anako?
I think Zadu will keep up the habit of meditating with Kieran if she wants to. It's like when you find something really niche, or you have this really niche interest you have that none of your friends are into, and then you find another person that likes that same niche. It's kind of what meditating is for Zadu. He's like, finally, it's my go. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, she's basically more than happy to do so. And I need to know what stat to have you roll for this. Let me pull up my character sheet for Bevan here, because I always forget what skills are in what system. I system jump too much. That's right, there's no like intuition or insight or anything in this one. Let's go with just perception then.
Oh, perception's not going to be great for me either way. Am I still on notes? Okay, my thing's all fine. Perception.
And I'll say with advantage because you're meditating a few times, so there's multiple chances to notice this.
Okay, I'll roll anyway just to
20's
see if
not
I get
bad.
higher. Okay, I'll take 20.
Okay, so with the 20, I'll say that you notice over the course of the week or so that you're traveling, you notice more instances of Kira not really having full control over her force abilities, and showing signs of like trauma, PTSD, that sort of thing, and really sort of struggling to recenter herself. Does Zadu say or do anything about that?
How to deal with this? I think Zadu definitely won't push to, like, first talk about it or anything like that. Maybe he'll tell some tales from home, from Kashyyyk.
Okay. Yeah, she seems very interested in those tales. Sort of like a, hey, yeah, that's something I can hyper fixate on and not have to think about. The things that I'm struggling to deal with. What might those tales sound like? What daring exploits has Zadu been on Kashyyyk?
Zadu will skip over how he managed to end up on Kashyyyk. Not very pointedly, but just like sort of let's skip the beginning of this tale.
Let's get to the good stuff.
that can be talked about. That can be talked about later. But he talks about home, and he talks about just getting used to it as a Twi'lek, not having the same sort of abilities that a Wookiee would. So all the disconnections between what what he could do and what everyone else could do. Not a great climber. Didn't get through the forest very well. He couldn't. He didn't have the constitution to really face down some of the more volatile beasts in the Shadowlands.
That makes sense.
It's just like quirky little things. It's like, yes, the wild's very dangerous, especially for me, because I was very small compared to my mother and father, and once I was eating a plant, or I was looking for a plant to eat, and it bit my hand.
She actually giggles a little bit at that.
It might bit my hand. Because there's all kinds of things on Kashyyyk. If I get into all of it, I'd be here all day, actually.
Okay. Yeah, she really appreciates the stories and is actively and intently listening. Laughs at the funny parts, like when you got your hand bit by a plant and things like that. And gradually starts to talk about some similarities on the planet where she trained, and so you get her to open up a little bit about her past, and she explains that like her experience with how would she address the name, because she doesn't say the name, so she'll just say Master Lars. So her experience with Master Lars is relatively recent. She was actually trained by one of the Jedi that escaped Order 66 on a planet that also had big dark forests and scary creatures and things like that in the lower levels of the forest. So she finds like little similarities to connect with Zadu over, and kind of reveals that that's how she learned to be a Jedi was from this person, which she doesn't actually name. She just says another Jedi that got away. But yeah, if this were a video game, your reputation with Kieran would be a higher number, basically. And she does seem to be calmer and a little more centered after spending that time meditating and having multiple conversations with you.
Yes, Zato has a feeling that job done.
Yeah, she's appreciative.
Yes. I'll also spend time with Locke, of course.
Of course.
Murder some.
Who asks at least 3 or 4 times over the course of the journey if he can kill Kieran.
No, not yet. Just kidding.
I'm kind of wondering if Anaka eggs the droid on. Just like, can I kill her yet? And Anaka's like, yes, do it.
Do it. Yeah, if Anaka does that, Locke would absolutely go to Zadu and be like, but Anaka said that this person should die.
Okay, yes. Anaka would probably, but if she were to like catch Locke saying that, she'd be like, I didn't say that. Like, I didn't say that they should die. Just, I'm innocent in this scenario.
First time, probably a shocker. First time that Locke rolls up saying that, because he'd just be like, Anaka spoke to you, Locke? On purpose?
Locke would just be like, yes, Master, I was as surprised as you were. And then he actually, when Anaka says, like, I didn't say that, Locke literally plays back a recording of the conversation.
And I would like to clarify that Anaka did not actually say, like, kill her. she just, Locke would say, like, is it time to kill her yet? And Anaka would be like, I mean, you know, you could if you like. Like, she never explicitly says the words kill her.
Zadu would rather dramatically for him after that go around to each other member of the crew and be like, Anaka spoke to Locke. Locke showed them.
And Locke just like opens up a flap and there's a speaker and it just plays back the conversation like in a really tinny tone. Kind of like when C-3PO in the movies is like imitating other people's voices.
For another
Muso's
person,
response is, Anaka talked to him?
I know.
And not me?
You know when you do something and your parents are like, hey, you'll never guess what my kid did. That's the way Anaka's feeling right now. She's like, you guys, I do have vocal cords. I can speak. It's not a mystery.
But Zadu,
No, it's just not fair.
like this would be teasing on someone
It
else's.
was so hard.
Zadu looks completely baffled. Like he's genuinely coming to each crew member like, I really can't believe this happened. Like this isn't him, messing with Anaka. He's just like,
The fuck?
what?
I love that for you guys.
When you get to Jai to tell him that, like Jai just like
Oh.
offers the high five and just goes like, "We're getting her out of the shell."
Oh yeah. Progress. I do say progress.
Oh.
I love that they're all like bonding over not giving Locke permission to kill their bounty. Nobody says anything about it. They're just like, oh my god, Anaka.
Well, I mean, you all didn't hear what I said to her, so.
True. Oh my god, that's so
No,
funny.
please don't kill her.
We need the money.
Have you seen the Kipper?
But that's all that is.
Working on it.
Okay. How about
Jai's doing a great job and very good. It's fine. I'm not
how
mad.
about,
Just disappointed.
yeah. Aside from Anaka egging Locke on to kill your bounty, what is Anaka and Ilsa doing during this time?
Ilsa's kind of just, if she's not making sure that her decorations aren't messed up, she's probably trying to figure out her force things without really talking to many people.
Okay.
So there might be crashes coming from her room.
All right. Does she talk to Kieran at all about it, or Anaka for that matter?
After that last time, probably not.
That's fair.
Valid.
All right. Yeah. Let me get a use the force roll. Yeah, it's a bit rough. There's definitely you're able to move some things around with the force, but they shortly thereafter crash to the floor.
She had like
although-
destroyed her room, kind of.
Yeah. Although you are able to sense Kieran and Anaka on the ship, and you do get the feeling that Kieran is sensing you back, and it's sort of like a weird force high as you're passing each other down the hallway type of a thing, but with the force.
Okay, she's just going to give her a look. And then just like continue on because she's not dealing with people trying to teach her things.
Yep.
If Muxo happens to get a glimpse into your room as the door opens and she's walking down the hall, she would gently suggest that there's far fewer things to break in the break.
Oh my god. I think maybe towards the end of the think she would go out there after she can't fix the stuff in her room.
Or then Anaka.
Anaka. I think she would probably have her hands full dealing with her funny little head friend. the little friend sharing her brain right now.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely telling you, one, that you should go corrupt and train Ilsa. Two, you should go murder the Jedi. And three, galactic domination.
At least he's consistent.
Extremely.
True. Anaka, in response, would say, "We need the Jedi for money. This is a bounty. Two, I'm not interested in having any sort of apprentice. And three, we're working on the domination thing. Hold your fucking horses."
The response to the money thing is like, money is insignificant next to the power of the Force.
Money might be insignificant for you because you don't have a body.
He makes some threat about, like, I could have this one if I wanted, but I don't.
Is there any way for her to, like, shut him off so that he's not so annoying?
You could throw the lightsaber away.
She doesn't want to do that. Thank you.
Okay. It's basically a cursed item. As long as you got it, you've got the Sith.
I love that. I'm keeping him. He's my friend. I love Hazuka.
Yeah.
How dare you?
But basically, he's the equivalent of like a really overbearing, super overachiever parent who just like toxically wants to live through their child, and has ridiculously high expectations for you.
Perfect.
I mean, that sums up Hazuka.
I love that for me.
Just
She
constantly in your
tried.
head.
She just loves to like try to block him out as much as possible, and ignore, so that it just gets annoying that like you're talking constantly and nobody's listening. That kind of vibe. So she just like, do y'all hear something? I don't know what the fuck that is.
Do you ever say that around Kieran?
No.
Okay.
In fact,
Just
she
checking.
tries to stay as far away from Kieran as possible.
Not hard. She's doing the same thing. All right. Well, I think that about covers what everyone's doing on the trip. So after a couple more days, you get the little alert on the bridge that you're coming up on your destination, approaching a gravity well, because you're approaching Yavin. What do you do?
I mean, Muxa will hop in the cockpit, steer us in. Leave to Zadu to hail.
Okay.
She's still convinced that Zadu's the tactful one.
Oh no.
But why? Oh, sorry. Who are we hailing, by the way?
I don't know.
I
Do
don't
we
know
have
that we
contact?
know.
Oh, it's a
don't.
dead drop, right?
Oh,
No, it's you were just instructed to go to the Yavin system, and that's essentially you'll get further instructions once you get there. So you can
Okay.
you could try just doing like an open hail, like hey, anybody in the area, or you could scan for ships.
Yeah, let's
or
scan.
anything else that you'd like to do.
Yeah.
Hey, Jedi, who are we talking to here?
that's a job by Canderous, right? From Canderous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, my brain was like, what are words there for a second? I had to process that. ADHD is a hell of a thing. Yeah, so if you're scanning for ships, there's just a faint ping of a ship coming towards you from the direction of the fourth moon, actually. Was it the moon or is it the planet?
It's a moon.
Moon? Okay.
Hmm.
So, yeah, the fourth moon. A little too far away to make out what kind of ship it is. But there is one coming. And to answer Jai's question, Kieran just says that it's Master Lars.
Weird name. Jai's
I
gonna
see.
climb up into the turret just in case.
Okay.
Helmet on.
Okay. Then, whenever we get a little closer to the ship, I guess Zada will open comms since he's the comms guy. So
I mean, I can do it, but
we're
do you
just-
want to risk that?
We're just going. I don't know.
To metagame here, my charisma's only a 10.
Okay.
My charisma's not great either, but all right, yeah. So you said a ship. What kind of ship?
It's a little too far out to tell. You could just tell that like there is a ship. If you'd like to roll perception, you could take a closer look and find out more. Potentially.
There's no way I pass this, but all right, sure. Yeah.
Anyone on the bridge is welcome to do so.
Oh,
A 19's not bad.
so I got 19. Nice. That's pretty decent, actually.
My rolls are
Roll them up.
Sorry, did you say perception?
except when it doesn't matter. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm gonna use my force perception then.
Okay. That was an echo.
Sorry, my sheet closed. Hold on.
No worries. I'll start off by saying, so for Zadu, you look closer and you can tell that there are three ships that are approaching from Yavin 4, and they look like they are fighter sized. Muxo, you're able to see a little bit better, and you can see that there are 2 X-Wings and 1 Y-Wing approaching.
I'm going to say that we are but humble merchants coming through these parts.
Don't worry about me. You guys have it.
We are delivering our bounty.
Yes, we are coming to deliver a service.
Mm.
Okay.
So open comms. We want no trouble. We are simple merchants passing through the Yavin system to deliver a service.
Could I get a deception check from you on that one?
Yes, you can. All right, let me just deceptive, naturally gifted. Okay, if this goes wrong, I can re-roll it. Hopefully, it will be good. But okay, 22. I'm not gonna re-roll that because I don't feel like I'm gonna roll better.
All right. Yeah. They buy that and go, oh, okay, don't have you on our normal manifest of ships that come through here. For our location, what's your heading and what's the service?
Luke, so heading.
Tell him
This
we're
is the
here for that
Y-Wing that's-
Lars dude.
This is the Y-Wing that's addressing you, by the way.
Oh, we can take a Y-Wing.
Yeah. Well, as a player, don't know what's beyond Yavin.
Not a
I'm
lot.
sure Muxo does.
There is a I think at this point a largely abandoned gas mining operation on Yavin itself. It's a big gas giant planet, and
I want
there's
to
a lot
work.
ruins
Kieran's
on Yavin
name
4?
into like some kind of coordinates?
Okay.
Huh?
That would be we're gonna call that a deception roll as well. Just to sort of like slide that in there in code.
Yeah, just like a couple of the important letters.
I was just gonna say we have a
Oh no!
delivery for Master Lars or Mr. Lars or whatever Lars. Mm.
13. With that, a new voice comes onto the line. And oddly enough, sounds like kind of like a young Mark Hamill is the quality of voice that you hear in one of the X-Wings.
Really?
Oh, so strange.
Huh.
Oddly enough.
What?
Yeah, and this person that weirdly sounds like a young Mark Hamill.
Honestly, Musa wasn't trying that hard. Yeah. This is the result we were looking for, right?
Yeah. They come on the line and they go, "Oh, interesting. So, hi, I'm Lars. I recently hired someone for a service. Would you be the people that took that job? The merchants?" And you can hear the air quotes in his voice. The
Indeed we-
merchants.
And Musa's actually going to do some finger guns just to like emphasize, like, indeed we are.
Zadu's going to. Hold on. Give me a moment. He's going to look over at Muxo. He's going to wink. And he's going to say, on second check, we do have a shipment for an Lars.
And they just respond back with a, "Glad to hear it. Is the shipment okay?"
Hmm.
Not an
Bit
awful
shaken.
case of Jedi. That's just
Jai-
Jai
Jai-
yelling
Jai,
to the ship.
get-
That is not
Get off the
transmitted.
comms.
That's just Jai yelling down from the gunnery chair.
Zadu does ponder what to say. Package is in good condition. May be a little fragile.
That's a good one. Say that.
I did.
I hope you
There's
muted immediately because Musa says that.
There's a bit of a long pause, and then you hear the radio click on again, and it's just a Roger that. Prepare to be escorted to the delivery zone. And the two X-Wings flank you on either side, with the Y-Wing coming up behind you.
Maybe I am smooth after all.
Has anybody told Kieran where you are or let her know what's happening? Just checking.
We did let her know
Let's just let her know now.
last time that we were going to Yavin.
Oh yeah. I was just like that you're here or that you've been approached or anything like that.
Oh my god, please let Jai do this.
Oh God.
Let it
Oh,
be
God.
known that like all of the keys or what have you to our ships are not easy to access after she is told this.
Oh, I absolutely have the two of them that I'm repairing like disabled so they can't take off.
Thank
My
you.
key's just out.
Yeah, I don't know what Zadu does with his keys.
Zadu's
Oh,
not really
yeah,
sure.
Musa wouldn't put any skill past the Jedi. She just assumes that they can just read it out of people's
In
heads.
fact, Zadu's is just like probably just like hanging on a wall in his room, door wide open.
It's just on a peg. It's got like a toy tie defender hanging from it.
Like, well, my ship gets stolen. My ship gets stolen.
Oh my god.
It'd have been for a good reason, sure.
No, Kieran's not gonna steal your ships.
Look, we're supposed to be suspicious.
I don't mind. A friend is a friend is a friend.
Mhm.
But if Jai
There you
would,
go.
if Jai would like to inform Kieran,
Hey Jedi, we're at your stupid moon.
never mind. I'll go do it myself.
Oh, Jai.
And Anaka, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I'll get right back to you on Anaka. But real quick, Jai, what type of footwear does Jai wear?
Oh, it's those heavy Mando boots.
Okay. Suddenly there's like a tug
If this droid
on
tries
the
to
back of one of them.
steal my boots, Jai's gonna look down.
There's nothing there.
Hey, Anaka, your Jedi's using the Force to mess with me. I'm gonna kill her.
Can Anaka, because I think like telepathy is one of the basic Force moves, right?
Yeah.
Can Anaka try to like telepathically send just the general feeling of do it to Jai? Like giving her consent
Oh, to Jai?
to Jai, yeah.
I
Oh, we
don't
gonna
think
test
so.
some
Or is it
Beskar
only
today.
between Force sensitive beings?
I'm pretty sure
I don't-
it's like
remember reading it.
communicating is only between Force users. You could like try a Jedi mind trick to make Jai do it if you wanted to.
No. She's
I only have a
mostly
16 will
joking.
defense.
It's only no, you guys.
It's like, and it's also assuming Matt is okay with that.
She's not trying to
Put this
kill
to the test.
Karen. She's just being a
If-
shit. That's it.
I have disadvantage against saves, for attacking Jedi. Just saying.
You guys, I swear. All right. In that case, never mind. Can Anaka use her Force perception to kind of get an idea of like who's in the you said there are 2 X-Wings and a Y-Wing, you said?
Yes, there are 2
Can
X-Wings
she-
and a Y-Wing. 3
just to
people
kinda-
in total.
Get a general sense of like who they are and if they possess the Force.
Yeah, the one on your right flank is mad strong with the Force.
Well, I'd imagine
For-
he's just like a beacon in the darkness.
Yep, like
Hatsuska,
ridiculously
how do you feel
strong
about
with the
that?
Force. Hatsuska's just like, you should kill that one.
So
Shoot them
Hatsuska's
down now.
basically-
I mean,
Hatsuska's basically to Anaka what Anaka's doing to everybody else. Just like
Basically,
Go ahead.
without the humor behind it. He's not to do a pun here, but he's deadly serious about it.
I love that. I just imagine Anaka going, we're gonna kill them. That's a good idea. Just like antagonizing Hatsuska.
Yeah, Hatsuska normally has like the proper like imperial sounding accent, but with that he just like reverts into full on angry Palpatine and just like kill the Jedi.
In her mind, she's just like, I'm gonna have to find a way to keep the cool lightsaber and shut this motherfucker up.
I don't know.
I mean, we are on Yavin. It's kind of known for being able to house angry spirits if you want to leave them here. In a very meta-gamey kind of way.
If you can find a Sith exorcist, I'm sure there's lots of those in the
He
Star
and
Wars
Exo
Yellow
Kun would
Pages.
get on real well.
The
I'm
newest
sorry, go
Star
ahead.
Wars movie, The Exorcism of Anakata.
Watch that.
You know that like
Probably
that
better
type
than
of
Rise of
thing.
Skywalker.
Oof. throwing some shots there. Anyways, was there anything else that you wanted to do, Anaka?
No. If that's the only real point that she senses, then she'll just go with it. Not a
Yeah,
whole lot she
but-
can do at this point.
There's a couple of pilots, and then just glaring, obnoxiously light side bright Force user onto the right. Okay. Kieran comes out looking very anxious. And
Is she going up to the cockpit?
yeah, she's like hanging out towards the back of the cockpit.
So as soon as she passes like the gun turret, Jai's gonna like jetpack drop down behind her, just be like, "Don't mess with my boot," and then stomp away to the hangar.
Kieran just smiles and gives you the sort of like, mess with your boot? Why, that would be very un-Jedi of me. And keeps walking to the bridge.
Jai just muttering under his breath in the highest volume a mutter can be, just like, "I will put this Beskar to the test, Jedi."
Why is Jai 12 years old?
Because that's who this idiot is. I don't know. He sprung forth fully formed, all right?
All right. So yeah, Kieran's just hanging out at the back of the cockpit, doing the nervous hand stim type stuff, trying to distract, and things like that. And just seems like she really does not want to go back here.
I'm really in the
Not our
mood for
problem.
tea. Anyone else want tea?
She kind of snaps out of wherever she just went mentally and goes, yes, tea would be great.
So we'll just idly wave them off. She doesn't like being surrounded like this. So she just like,
It's fair.
I'm just going to do this. Tea.
Zadu will make some tea.
All right. Yeah, I think Kieran will just join you, sensing that like, oh, I'm crowding the cockpit. Okay, so you do that. It's helpful. Doesn't
I
take
just
very
meant by the
long.
ships, not by people. But yeah, I get it. Being escorted is uncomfortable.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
I'm sure they're giving plenty of room, but she doesn't like it. It's like your big sister following after you, making sure you're doing it right.
yeah.
You're gonna be in so much trouble if you mess this up.
Let me get a galactic lore knowledge check from anybody who might be interested in knowing if their character knows more about what's going on right now. Might even give you some clue as to who these lovely folks are.
sure, I'll roll. I have a +1.
Okay, so Muxo knows. Nobody else so far. Okay.
She's a gossip. She knows a lot of things.
So Anaka, you know that X-Wings were used by the rebellion in the Galactic Civil War, and that's about it. And Muxo, you recall that the same thing, that the rebellion largely used X-Wings in the Galactic Civil War and still do, and that those pilots who survived the war are really good. So odds are that whoever's piloting these two X-Wings are ace pilots. So you do get that information.
I'd like to consider myself an ace pilot.
You know, they'd probably be fun to hang out with if we
Just on
weren't
the side.
your own business.
But yeah, they escort you down. You're able to go land, no issues or anything like that. And yeah, you're on Yavin 4, which for anyone who's not familiar, if you've watched A New Hope, that is literally the rebel base from A New Hope is where you are. The planet is largely jungle with big, massive trees. Zadu, it might even remind you a little bit of Kashyyyk in terms of how the trees are arranged and how tall and thick the foliage is. But there's a nice big clearing right outside of a big temple-looking structure, and they have you land there. And they also land and although the Y-wing and one of the X-wings go into the hangar of the temple, and one of the other X-wings just sort of lands in the clearing. And out of that hops somebody who, again, weirdly looks like a young Mark Hamill.
Oh, strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, really weird.
What a weird fan casting. I mean,
Yeah.
So wild.
I mean, solid choice. Great voice actor. I mean,
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah, weirdly
I hear
looks
that
like
guy
young
has
Mark
a really
Hamill.
cool Twitter too.
He does, yeah. So yeah, weirdly looks like a young Mark Hamill. Hops out of the X-wing and walks over, real confident. Gait to a step, and just curious because everybody can see this through the cockpit or any other windows. What's Anaka's reaction to this person? Seeing now that they're quite the looker, as they say.
I will not be baited, ma'am.
yes, he will. Yes, he will.
Absolutely will.
Vanessa will, but Anaka won't.
Important distinction.
It is very important.
Because
I
all
have
you
ask.
know, yeah, all you know of Anaka right now is the broody, like very straightforward. But me on the other hand, I love all my Skywalkers. I think they're the best. You don't really see much from Anaka at this moment in time. I'm not gonna give you what you want.
That's totally fine. Just had to ask. Yeah. So they approach the ship and wait a little ways off of the ramp for the opening into the ship, and you can see they're in a X-wing pilot uniform. They've got a blaster on a holster, like a thigh holster. Not terribly dissimilar from like Han's blaster. And there is a lightsaber also hanging from their belt.
Luxo puts her helmet on, catches up with Zadu and Kieran. Just like, all right, it's time. Let's go.
Kieran takes a deep breath and nods, and
Luxo will give her a clap on the
walks out.
shoulder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, she walks out with you all.
Luxo has her usual swagger.
Wano actually will not put his helmet on, actually.
Okay.
Guy is at the top of the ramp with his helmet on and blaster in his arms.
As the ramp comes down and this pilot sees you, he makes eye contact with Zadu, and it's a respectful little nod. Notices Muxo and kind of assesses a little bit, and then looks up and sees Jai, and sort of just gives a little bit of a just a slightest hint of a cocky grin, and nods, in sort of a I see up there kind of way.
Jai just kind of like does the Mando helmet nod.
Gotcha. All right. Does anybody say anything?
I guess I will.
Okay.
Yeah, because Muxo's willing to wait until he says something.
Yes. Well, a pleasure to meet you. Face to face, Lars.
Yeah. Mr. Lars extends a hand to shake yours, and nods. And is like, yeah, it's a pleasure to meet you as well. When I sort of floated this job out there, I didn't expect a bunch of Mandos to take it, so this is interesting.
Well, who better for a job?
The details of the
Jedi.
job weren't exactly clear.
Yeah, sorry about that. I can't exactly advertise around the galaxy like, "Hey, I'm looking for someone to go rescue a Jedi." Would attract the
Like,
wrong
if you were
type of people.
takers, yeah.
I just keep laughing because I can imagine all the comments in Nanaka's head. Like, I can't just ask people to go looking for Jedi, and she's just like, "Oh, you think?"
It was a bit more trouble than we expected.
Yeah, sorry about that. Well, and he looks at Kieran and goes, "Kieran, good to see you in one piece. If you want to follow me, we'll get you into the temple, and we'll do a debriefing as soon as you're ready, and get you checked out." And he looks to Zadu, and pulls a. It's basically like it's a credit chip. It's like one of those like prepaid credit card type deals. So it's loaded with a certain number of chips on it, or credits rather, and hands it to you, and says, "All right, appreciate it. You're welcome to stick around here for a little while if you need to refuel. We're happy to refuel for you. We've got a cafeteria. The food's not the best, but well, it's better than packaged rations. So you're welcome to basically stay for the night if you need rest and refresh yourselves, sort of a thing."
I'll definitely eat a jerk Jedi out of all of their food. That seems delightful.
If we stay, Muso is totally going to pull a casserole out of the freezer and cook it and bring it in because it will be better than whatever they're eating. Obviously, packaged rations. How do I look like I eat packaged rations?
Are we about to like cooking wars this person?
No,
No.
no.
Are
No,
there
it's just-
combinations?
If she's going to go to a place where we might be eating, she's going to bring food because that's what you do.
Are there
everything is
combinations
a
on
potluck.
the planet? Because
There
Zada
are,
would like to get out of a ship for at least a while.
There are, if you could call them that. There's rooms in the temple, basically like stone rooms with like a stone bed and a mat put down on it. It's pretty Spartan, but it's not a ship.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you're all invited to essentially stay the night if you would like.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's mix it up. There's definitely a casserole that is in Muso's hands when they arrive at the cafeteria, because that's how you do. It's a good one.
Okay. Yeah, as you're sort of being shown around, there's another young man in what clearly looks like Jedi robes that's sort of escorting you around. Anaka gets all sorts of funny looks. Sorry, Anaka.
Oh, Anaka is not too pleased to be where she is right now either, so that's fine. I'm sure she returns, like if she notices anybody particularly looking in her direction, she shoots them like a narrowed gaze and like stares at them until they're uncomfortable.
Yeah. There's not a lot of people here, but you can definitely tell that there are a number of, Jedi Padawans, if you will, that are here, obviously learning. And if I could get a use the Force check from Anaka and from Ilsa.
Not done. You're fine.
So a 35 for Anaka. While you do sense a lot of light side energy in the Force here, you definitely sense there's a strong dark side presence on this planet as well, just much further into the jungle. For Ilsa, you mostly just notice the light side energy that's here. You definitely feel like this place is strong with the Force, and it's almost like an aura that you can sort of feel just walking around. It feels different here, and it's similar to what you sensed coming off of Kieran, though a lot calmer. So that's what you two notice through the Force as you're walking around and everything. All of you actually kind of get a little bit of funny looks because not many people are used to seeing Mandos walking around, much less Jedi.
Because we're so amazing.
Yeah, they're not like, ew, look at that, kind of looks like Anaka's kidding. More of just like was that a Mando? I gotta call my mom.
Yeah, 4 of us.
They're all having a mass fever dream.
Yeah. So yeah, there's all sorts of things that you could go run off and explore if you wanted to ditch your tour guide here, and wander around the temple. It would not be hard to slip off, or you can follow your tour guide who's showing you things like the dining hall, which is basically like the room where the medal ceremony happens in A New Hope. So it's just a big open room with a bunch of tables set up.
As soon as they get there, Musa will hand off the casserole to somebody because she's not carrying this thing around.
Yeah, there's a young Padawan there, and they just sort of look at it and they're like, thanks. But
She's not. She's still wearing her helmet. Follows tour guide.
And they're uncertain if this is like some sort of cultural ritual or something like that, so they just nod very respectfully and have a face of pure confusion as they go walk towards the kitchen.
I mean, it is a cultural tradition.
Yeah.
Jai is going to split away from the group a second, catch up that kid, and just Mando helmet on, and kind of switch on serious voice and just go, "It's a huge insult if you mess that up, kid." And then just spin back to the group.
There's just pure panic on their face. What do I do? Am I supposed to cook this? They shout out after you.
Well, it should be warm.
Oh,
but,
okay. For some reason I thought you pulled it out of the freezer and just handed it to them.
No, there's space microwave. It's much faster.
Oh, okay. I'm with you now.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, they don't yell that then. They just yell, "Where? Who's supposed to eat this?"
They're just poke a Jedi. Just every day you poke a Jedi and you feel better, and it's okay.
They eventually take it back to the kitchen, where I'm sure there's a very panicky and confused conversation that goes something like, "I don't know, they just handed it to me. And the other one said it's a huge insult if we mess it up. I don't know what we're supposed to do with it." There's "Do we serve it for dinner? There's not enough here for everyone."
Oh no.
Who gets it?
Don't tell Muso that. She'll feel so bad.
Oh, Jai will get on the comments and be like, "These kids are idiots."
If you look very, very closely, you might see just a hint of a smile underneath Anaka's hood.
Perfect. I love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah.
All according to Keikaku.
You do get a brief glimpse at some of the training rooms where you can see like Jedi training with basically training lightsabers. They're not actually able to cut things. And there's some classrooms where classes are going, but all in all, there's very few actual students here. And there's also some folks non-force user staff, like the X-wing pilot and a couple others. And yeah, once the tour is done, they basically just go, yeah, feel free to wander. You know, pick out a room that's empty and sleep if you need to.
Luxo's gonna go find a pilot to hang out with, because that is actually exciting.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Elsa wants to go back to the ship. She doesn't like school,
That's fair.
but she's not going to tell anybody, so she's going to try to sneak off.
Okay. That's totally fine. If you'd like, you can roll a stealth roll to get away unseen.
Yeah, I don't want her to actually sneak off to the ship, but she wants to. So I want her to fail this, but I don't think she will. 17.
17. Anybody in the crew is welcome to roll to see if you notice.
That perception?
Your tour guide got a nat 20, so he sees you walking off.
I got a 28.
Okay, Jai notices. Everybody notices you walking off.
And so Muxa will hear comms and be like, "We're almost done here. We'll go do something fun.
I hate school.
It's not gonna be school, promise."
It's kind of school.
There's classrooms, people are learning.
We're not going to the classrooms. That's boring.
We walk past the classrooms.
Ugh,
Or they figure things out and stick me in class.
no.
Then I will have to run away from another school.
Do you actually say that?
No, I don't think I'll say that. I'll say that, and I'll say it. I'll have to throw things at the teacher.
Oh,
You're not
wait,
going in
hold
the
on.
class.
If we get to throw things at Jedi, let's go to school.
So,
I will help you throw things at the Jedi.
No, we'll go do something fun.
Throwing things at Jedi isn't fun?
You
Jai, I
said-
think you would get another snicker from Anaka.
You sit at the back of the classroom and you just ball up the paper and you throw it from behind somebody else, so it looks like that person is throwing it.
Yeah, so stick around. We're gonna do fun things in a minute.
All right.
Don't let this.
Can I
I'm not going to school no matter what.
Well, can Zadu see where he's going to be staying the night?
Absolutely. Basically what I described earlier, a really basic small room. It's big enough for like a bed and like a chair and a desk, and that's about it. It's like a tiny dorm room made out of stone.
Oh God, is Locke with us, or do we leave Locke on the ship?
I assumed Locke was left on the ship, but that is up to you all.
That's up to Zadu.
I usually just assume that Locke's on the ship unless you specifically say Locke's with you.
Oh,
Of course he's on the ship. We're in the middle of doing business.
okay. Did we lock the ship? Because I don't
Yes.
particularly want to wake up to a incinerated forest in the morning.
Are you asking if we locked the lock in the ship?
I could go back and babysit Locke.
No,
No.
I don't.
Go to
I don't want to
actually-
wake up to a burned down Ilsa in the morning.
Actually,
either.
Ilsa, would you? That would
Ilsa-
comfort me greatly.
We're gonna go hang out in the hangar.
She wants to
Okay.
go back to the ship. Why not?
All right, up
Um,
to you, Ilsa.
So is Ilsa going back to the ship or sticking around?
Sorry, I don't want her to go because then I won't be with the whole party. I'll be by myself.
I
Zadu.
think it's very reasonable to say that Ilsa would stick around, having been caught and talked into it. if you would
That is
like
a
for Ilsa to
late
stick around.
backup.
Yeah, I don't want to be ice from you all.
We
I wanna
promised,
play.
we have promised we're not going in the classrooms. None of us want to be in there.
Yeah, so now you're probably definitely going to end up in the classroom, but that's okay.
Classroom could be a learning experience.
But
You can't teach Ilsa anything.
Anaka, that little
Yes, ma'am.
fun, wonderful, amusing voice in your head is now talking about how he remembers when his empire stretched, even here, and mentioned some stories about the horrible things that happened to the indigenous population of the planet, and of course he's pure evil, so he's bragging about it, but it's awful. And
Jesus, man, read the room.
yeah, but through all of that awfulness, you're able to find out that that this planet used to be populated, and that this was like the Sith Empire was here, like in a not insignificant way.
She doesn't like answer in particular, but she kind of makes that connection in her brain, like, is that why I can feel like a Sith presence, like a dark force presence here? Just kind of like asking herself. But considering they both share a head, I'm sure Zeuskin hears it.
Yeah, I think when you do that, Hadzuska just assumes you're talking to him, always, and goes, "Isn't that what I just said?"
All right, pipe down there, Junior. What the fuck? The hell? She does the equivalent of like a mental eye roll, but doesn't delve any further into that.
Okay. They just go into some long, drawn-out story of what they did the last time that they were on Yavin 4, and it can be whatever topic that Anaka doesn't want to hear about. That's what he's talking about.
I get this mental image of Anaka trying to find the shut-off button in her own brain. It's just like, how do I shut this fucker up?
Yeah. So while Anaka's having a fun little conversation with herself, what's everybody else doing? Because the tour guide essentially ends the tour and leaves you to your own devices.
Luxa's gonna just, that word, sort of swagger over the hangar. She's gonna find some people to brag about ships with.
Yeah, you're actually able to find a couple of pilots who flew in the Battle of Endor, and helped blow up the second Death Star, and they're more than happy to share war stories with you.
Oh, that's awesome. After like a couple, probably half an hour of like looking around their ships and then telling her story, she's gonna be like, "You want to see what we got in our ship?"
Absolutely, they do. And they follow you to the ship.
Yeah. I don't tell them how the Kipper wound up that way. But I do
I'm
think
proud of the outcome of that.
absolutely. But yeah,
Jai will have actually like gone with Muxo down there, but when she takes them to the ship, he's going to be like, "Oh, good, an empty hangar all to myself," and is going to go try to find a hyperdrive and a shield generator that he can just take.
Oh, this can only go well.
Not in a ship. He's not that stupid. He's not going to take apart an X-wing.
Okay, you're looking for spare parts.
Yes, maybe take apart a Y-wing because it's trash anyways. But
I love Y-wings. How dare you?
I played
They are
X-wing
slow,
versus TIE
though.
Fighter at a formative age, and the Y-wing was too slow, and I died every time.
It's because the Y-wings are supposed to be bombers. They just get used as fighters because they didn't have anything else.
Yeah.
Anyways, Yeah, there's nothing in the main hangar where you are, but there's clearly an adjacent hangar through a doorway that seems really dark and dusty, and there's like spider webs and stuff everywhere that you could probably find something. There's definitely lots of parts in there.
Perfect.
And
what
nothing,
do you need from me?
And certainly nothing but parts. A stealth
good.
roll.
A stealth roll. You know, shockingly, I'm pretty good at stealth. It's a shame I never use it.
Yeah. You're able to get in there no problem. Nobody notices you. It's basically like an abandoned hangar that nobody bothers with, so they're not even looking for anyone to go in there. As you're looking around, there's a bunch of old there's a couple of old busted up A-wings that are in there, a bunch of parts. You get the impression that this is probably abandoned since the first Death Star incident happened. And yeah, it's not seeing a whole lot of use. Also, could I get a survival roll?
Yes.
That doesn't sound good.
Well, I don't have nearly as many points in that because it's wisdom based. That's the 13.
Yeah, good news is there are a lot of spider webs, but you are able to tell that they are clearly old. They're cobwebs. There's a couple of weird patterns on the floor, but you're pretty sure that's just like wind or something that's blown dust around.
Oh, good.
Wind? What?
No reason that I should like have a flamethrower ready. Unfortunately, got it.
Yeah, just wind. You know, it was a 13.
Hey, they're Jedi here. I don't know what they do with dust.
It's dust sprites. That's all it is.
This place is clearly haunted. So yeah.
Yeah. So what exactly were you looking for again?
Okay, so Jai would love to find a hyperdrive and a shield generator, but if there's just like some interesting scrap or like old droid or just a neat little thing that I think I could get onto the ship, check it out.
I think our hyperdrives are fine, though. Our hyperdrives are working.
Yours is destroyed, and Ilsa's shield generator is shot.
Oh, I was just able to fly up to the ship. Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, one of the
I have a
A-wings...
checklist of how to make up for that proton torpedo. Don't worry.
One of the A-wings looks like it has a shield generator that might still be intact. Probably not quite as good as the one that was on the Defender, but it probably would work.
Thankfully, I have a utility belt that comes with tools, so...
Yeah. And over in the back corner, you can see what looks like an old dusty hyperdrive unit that's just been yanked out of a ship and left on a tarp.
I'm gonna go check out the hyperdrive first. Then I'll see about removing the shield generator.
Okay. Hyperdrive first, you said, right?
Yes.
All right. And then what is your reflex defense while flat-footed?
19.
Fabulous. So as you go to pick up the tarp or whatever it is, you disturb the hyperdrive. You hadn't noticed that there was something sleeping inside one of the little parts of it, and it just lashes out, and you get a nice little snake bite that gets through your glove or in a gap or something somewhere.
Okay.
And you see it for just a second. It's like a crystal skin looking type of snake. It's very very easy to be sneaky. It kind of blends in. And suddenly you're feeling really sleepy.
Okay, so Jai is going to get on like his calm to Anaka specifically because he assumes everyone else is busy doing stuff. And it's just gonna go, hey, Naka? I think I'm about to fall asleep in a snake pit down in a spare hangar.
You just hear silence from her. She's like debating on whether or not to leave you there.
Yep.
And ultimately you don't actually get a response from her.
That's fine. I assumed I was falling asleep, so.
Yeah,
you pass out.
Anaka will go looking for Jai. This
Okay.
dumbass boy.
Come save me, best friend.
Unless you receive like a stimulant, some sort of a medical treatment, you'll be unconscious for I think about 4 or 5 hours is about how long that these last. The snake is gone. It bit you and then ran away. So that's happening. What's everyone else doing?
I think Zada would love to find, or at least get near one of those big old trees that were right above home.
Okay, yeah. They're not too far away from the clearing where you've landed.
Oh yeah, so I would like to find somewhere where not many people around, low traffic area.
Yeah. There's not a whole lot of people in general, so walking out to the tree line, you were completely alone.
All right, and then Zadu is just going to sit cross-legged. He's not going to meditate, but he's just going to think about Kashyyyk and his home and everything that's happening there. And, you know, he's going to think back to his very first memory, which is his Twi'lek mother's face, although he never saw her again. And he'll just think about riding around on a speeder through the Shadowlands of Kashyyyk with his Wookiee mother. And he's just gonna remember home for a little while, in a sort of a wistful way.
Very nice. Yeah, a lot of the like smells and sounds and everything. Obviously, it's a bit different, but it's just familiar enough to give you that nice little, burst of nostalgia. Yeah, you have a pleasant time just remembering. Muxo is showing off TIE defenders in the ship. The pilots, do the low whistle and tell you some stories about how they went up against something similar to this, like with the interceptors at the Death Star, and it's a whole long thing that they share with Muxo.
She would love to like challenge them to a race or something, but given what she knows of the reputation, they have a lot more tricks up their sleeve than she does.
Yeah.
And she doesn't want to get embarrassed, so she's just gonna like definitely forget to do that bit.
All right.
But yeah, this is a great evening for her. This is awesome.
Cool. And then
I think, and if Locke comes out, she'll keep Locke behaving. Not these ones, she'll say. Not these ones.
I think Locke comes out and yeah, it has like the guns out, and it just gives you that inquisitive look, like yes. And then when you say that, these will go, oh, okay. And the guns go away, and he just skitters off.
So cute.
How about Ilsa? Because Anaka's looking for Jai. Jai is unconscious. Zadu is, reminiscing, and Muxo's sharing war stories. What's Ilsa doing?
Sulking somewhere. I'm just trying to think of where she's sulking.
You were invited.
Yeah, but she was bringing other people into the ship.
Okay.
So.
Well, no, we went to the. You could have come with her when she went to the hangar.
That's true.
Yeah, we're just chilling. Be my
Maybe
little sister for the night.
She's sulking in a corner of the hangar.
Oh.
Okay. um. Well then, I'm gonna presume that some time passes of doing these things.
Mhm.
So Ilsa, you're probably the first to see Kieran come walking into the hangar, and she does not look very happy. Not like angry, unhappy, but like really sad, unhappy. And she kind of just doesn't even notice that you're there or anybody else is there for that matter. Walks out into the clearing, and just sort of sits in the middle of it. And I think right there is where we'll take a break. But when we come back, Ilsa, you will have essentially first dibs at talking to Kieran if you would like to see what's going on. But yeah, I just noticed we're a little bit over time that we usually do for breaks. So we're going to take a 15-minute break to give everybody a chance to stretch their legs, grab some water. I know that's certainly what I'm going to do, and all that good stuff. So come back in 15 minutes, and we will do the second half of our show, and we'll find out what's up with Kieran and what happens with Jai's snake bite incident, and more. So we'll be right back. right, we are back. Sorry about the extra wait time there. That was me frantically trying to scarf down some ramen because I forgot to eat before we started. When we left off, Kieran had walked out of the temple and was not looking too happy, just kind of looking depressed. Didn't notice like her surroundings or anything really, including Ilsa. Just sort of walked right out of the hangar and sort of plopped down, just cross-legged in the middle of the clearing, just staring into the forest. So Ilsa, you can see all of this.
Okay, so
go talk to her?
Ilsa, well, yeah, because Ilsa was sulking and nobody's noticed her sulking.
Mhm.
So Karen is the first person she recognizes. So she's going to follow her so she could sulk in front of her.
Okay. And do you just like literally plop down right in front of her or next to her or
Yeah, kind of
How
next
exactly?
to her. And she doesn't say anything right in front of her.
okay. When you kind of plop down right next to her, she kind of starts a little bit. Kind of looks at you like, "Oh, where did you come from?"
Well, you were out here by yourself, so I had to come sit with you, and I'm trying to be unhappy. Like I'm not saying that, but that's what Elsa is doing. Is trying to be like look unhappy.
She just sort of looks at you and goes, "Oh, okay. Yeah, you look about as unhappy as I feel right now," which
Well,
is
why are you-
saying something.
Well, why are you unhappy? Don't you like your school?
Not really. She just says bluntly. And besides, it's not really my school anymore.
Whose school is it?
She just sort of waves at, like, the structure, like, all of theirs.
So, why did you have to come here?
Well, I was helping with the school. Being, as odd as it is to say, one of the most elder Jedi.
So, a teacher.
I tried. Apparently, I'm not a very good teacher, though. Yeah. I told Master Lars what had happened and did the whole debriefing and that I've been struggling to get a hold on my powers and abilities and yeah, after everything I just went through and what it took to get trained in the first place, growing up and training during the Empire, I don't think this is quite the path for me.
So, what are you going to do?
Well, that's the million credit question. And she's sort of like fiddling with a rock or two and just sort of like throws one into the forest. Not really with any intention, just doing something.
So, are they making you stay here? Is that why you're upset, or just because you have to change what you're doing?
Just sort of sighs and pauses for a moment and goes, I'm not really even sure why I'm all that upset. No. The master wants me to stay. All the kids want me to stay. But, I don't know, being here just feels like a constant reminder of what I've been through. And I don't think I can.
So, you take a vacation somewhere? Should I call one of your buddy Zadu?
She just sort of gives you a quizzical look like, why would you call Zadu over here?
Because you guys you talked a lot, and I'm I don't know if I'm the right person to talk to.
She sort of shrugs and says, well, I kind of came out here to be alone, to be honest, but you can stay and talk if you want to.
Oh no, alone is not what this crew does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you were on a ship too long for us to just leave you alone.
Personal space, don't know her.
Again, she looks kind of confused by that. It's just like, okay, well, I appreciate that. But yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I don't even really think I would call myself a Jedi anymore. So I got some things to figure out, and I've got to figure out somewhere not here to work on all of that.
Well, I mean, do you need a ride? As long as you don't teach anything on a ship, because I don't like school.
I don't particularly like teaching. Are you sure that your crew would be okay with something like that? I mean, I don't have any money to pay you.
I don't know.
Kira just sort of gives you a look of like, well, at least you're honest about it. But yeah, she's like, yeah, I don't know. If your crew's okay with it, I guess I could tag along till I figure something out.
I don't see why they have a problem with it. Sorry.
Well, your one friend, the mechanic one, seemed to really have an issue with Jedi or Force users or something.
Well, you said you're not a Jedi anymore, right?
I don't know what I am anymore.
Okay, so just be a not Jedi. I'm a not Jedi.
She pauses and considers this for a bit. It's like, I guess that works.
Okay, so we're not Jedi.
All right. My problem is I've been training and trying to make a difference in the galaxy as a Jedi for so long. I don't know. When I take that away, I don't know what's left.
Okay, so being a Jedi is not the only way to make a difference, and the Jedi kind of have a bad reputation in some places, you know?
That's true. Sometimes
So-
fairly deserved.
Yeah. So if you're not a Jedi, then you could just do the other stuff that other people do that are not Jedis.
Like, well, I definitely don't want to be a Sith either.
Well, no, you don't have to be a Sith or a Jedi. You're not Jedi, so you just do your own thing.
What do normal people do?
They decorate their ships and have dinner.
I love this so much. She kind of thinks for a second, just like, I know you don't like school, but how do you feel about teaching?
Me teaching?
Because I don't know how to do those things, and I'm guessing you do.
Okay. Why not? But if you spill glue on my chair, I'm going to tell Duce to nibble through all of your socks.
She actually has like a genuine laugh for the first time that any of you have really talked to her. Like, not just a giggle, but like a full-on laugh. And she extends her hand out and to shake yours and says, "That's a deal."
Okay, also we'll shake on it.
All right, well, I guess go talk it over with your crew since there's a lot of them, and I'm sure your Sith friend is going to be super thrilled that I'm on board.
I have a Sith friend.
The one with the hood and the bad disposition.
Oh, is she a Sith?
She, metaphorically speaking, smells like one.
What the... That doesn't make any sense.
Perhaps she's a not Sith, as you put it.
She's a not Sith, and we are not Jedi. We are just what's the name of our ship again?
Oh crap! What is it? All I
What's
can
the
think
name?
of is Imperial Mode.
Imperial Mode right now, I guess.
There is
It's
another
got a couple
name, but
S's in it.
I can't
It might
remember
be
what it
pinned on the
was.
Discord.
I can't remember the name of the ship.
Oh yeah,
We pinned it,
Similon
right?
Sinar.
The what?
Similon Sinar.
What is Simonocerons?
Century bird, I think.
She's saying whatever the name of the ship is and adding an S to it.
Can you just like write that on the
Okay.
ship in Roll20?
Yeah, sure.
There's a text tool. Chai.
You should be able to use it. So she nods and is like, okay, that sounds good. I suppose I should keep an open mind now that I'm a not Jedi also.
Yeah, I should have been doing it anyway.
She sort of just gives you a look like really? You gonna kick me while I'm down? But it's like a good-natured look. And says, all right, well, I need to go gather some things, and I do actually need some time alone. So I'm gonna let you go talk to your crew, and then I'll meet up with you later.
Oh, okay. And Elsa will storm off. Like a teenager would. Guess look for Muxo's on the ship, so she can't look for Muxo.
I mean, you know where I am.
Yeah, that's true.
And Zadu's just like, is he just barely into the jungle, or not even in it, but just like at the edge of it? Where exactly was Zadu in relation to the clearing?
Barely in the jungle.
Okay, you could probably spot Zadu.
Doesn't want to full out Houdini.
Okay, I'll find Zaru then. Unless I have to, do I need to roll for it?
No,
Okay.
if Zadu's just barely into the jungle, it's pretty easy to see around the clearing.
Okay, I'll say, hey Zaru. Zaru.
Yes?
Yeah, so I sort of invited your friend to come with us.
My friend?
Yeah, your girlfriend.
My girlfriend?
You know, your friend that you've been talking to.
You talking about Kieran?
Yeah, she's dropping out of being a Jedi and she wants to come with us.
Okay.
So
I
that's
mean-
good, right? You're good with that?
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
She's being alone over there, and I'll point to where she is. She needed some time, so you'll tell everybody else, right?
No, I'm going to be alone right here where I am.
Okay.
So good luck telling everyone else, especially Anaka. If you could have Locke with you, he can record it. It'll be fantastic.
You know, that's a good idea.
It's not a bad idea, yeah. All right, I think we'll pause there for a moment while Ilsa's going to look for Locke, it sounds like. And let's go back over to Anaka and Jai. Jai, who's unconscious, just face planted in the dust in this hangar. Anaka, it probably isn't hard for you to find out where Jai is, because he did mention a hangar, and there's really only like 2 of them. So once you come across the scene, what do you do?
Well, she debates on leaving him there. Stands there, like, hands on her hips, like, how much trouble would I get in if I just turn around and left? Pretend I never ever got that comms. No, what was it that Jai said to her before passing out? Did you tell her that you were bitten?
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
mentioned bit by a shiny thing.
It could have fallen a snake pit, I think is what he said.
Oh yeah,
As
I'm
well.
falling asleep in a snake pit. Yes.
In that case, I think it would be a little too undignified for her to just drag his unconscious body. She probably won't do that. And she wouldn't want to grab anybody else's help either, because, you know, this is a filthy pit of Jedi and she doesn't like that.
Jai is wearing a utility belt. They come with med packs.
Does Anaka check for more snakes?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Let's check for more.
Okay. You can do survival, or you can use the Force to reach out and see if you sense any.
Let's use the Force, I suppose. $29.
You sense one, and it is one that happened along and went, ooh, here's a nice warm place to curl up and sleep. It is curled up right underneath the Jai.
Now she's really contemplating leaving him there. All right. Let me grab my sheets.
Okay. You also sense that it is perfectly happy and content.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's not going to be happy and content if I drag its house away.
Nope, not so much, no.
So essentially what she's going to try and do is the same thing that she did to that rat ferret at the very start. Just like choke the life out of the snake, I guess.
Okay. This can only go well.
Well, I'm sure she can tell the difference between the two specific things, a snake and a full person. It should be fine.
I'm just saying, I'm sure the snake will be perfectly calm and not lash out as it's starting to choke to death.
Well, it can't exactly do much if the life is being choked out of it. I can't find the sheet with my force powers on it. Let me see. Sorry, hold on.
No worries.
I usually have them all in the one spot, and today they weren't in that spot. So we'll see.
I hate it when that happens.
Here we go. So I am going to use the only one that I have here is the force slam. What the heck did I use to choke the animal?
I'm not sure.
I don't want to force slam the hell out of Josh.
I mean, I'm wearing armor. I'm a perfect battering ram right now.
I picture Anaka like lifting Jai up and like using him to smack the
dropping
shit
him.
out of the snake.
That would also probably wake me up. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know what else there was besides my force slam. That's weird.
that is odd. I mean, there is another possibility that you could use, but I don't want to give you the answer.
I'm a dummy though, Raven. I need help.
Okay, let me put it
No,
this way. How would Annie do it? If Annie had Anaka's force powers.
What would Annie do? Annie would probably just use Jai, to be honest with you.
Okay.
What would Annie do? I really don't know. I don't want to like pull him off because then the snake wakes up. But if I try to use my force powers, then that could be bad. But also, he's wearing armor, so. I really blanking here. I don't know.
do what makes Anaka happy in this moment.
Yeah. I mean, Hadzuka's just going to kill them both over and over again.
I mean, of course he'd say that. He wants to kill everything.
Yeah. We can come back to it if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Then Ilsa, we'll hop back over to you. Do you go on the ship and grab Locke? Do you say anything
Yeah.
to Muxo as you're getting Locke?
I'll say, Muxo, Karen quit being a Jedi and wants to travel with us. I'm going to get Locke so I can tell Anaka.
Is he going to send another set of bounty hunters after her?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
Maybe find that one out first.
Okay. I don't think they're going to. She said she didn't have to stay here.
Make sure.
Okay.
And then the answer is yes.
Okay, well, just assume that it's okay. And you'll tell everybody else, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But make sure it's okay.
Okay. And also find Locke.
Okay. Locke just looks at you and goes, "Ooh, you look excited. Is it time to kill people?"
Maybe, I'm not sure.
Locke just sort of squats down a little bit. It's like, every time it's been said maybe, it's almost always no.
Sorry.
How did the pilots react to this conversation? I just need to know.
I forgot the pilots are right there.
Yeah.
With
I
the
didn't.
With the Kieran stuff, they're just sort of like, you know what? That seems like a personal conversation. We're not going to worry about it.
Okay, good.
When the droid starts about killing people, though, they do kind of, lean out the door or whatever and look or wherever Locke is.
They are the reason why Muxo was like, make sure it's okay.
Yeah. they're like, kill people? There's something we should know about?
No, we're good.
Fine.
All right, just keep the droid out of the temple.
Why?
Well, to be blunt, we're not quite sure we totally buy the "it's fine" comment, because your droid's wanting to kill people.
Yes, and he's probably not going to.
Yeah, see, it's the probably part that's really the hang up.
But yeah,
And
well,
there-
you're probably
there-
not going to kill us, right?
Oh, definitely not. And
Yes,
unless you start trying to kill us.
There are
Right. So
children
don't
in there.
start trying to kill the. What? Locke, you're not going to hurt kids, are you?
Sorry, what?
I said, Locke, you're not going to hurt kids, are you?
Oh, yeah, Locke goes, no.
See? Locke's not going to hurt any kids.
The pilot's just like, maybe one of us should go with you.
So now I need a babysitter.
Not just the droid. You know what? Just don't go further than the hangar. It'll the hangar should be fine.
So now you're putting limits on me?
On the droid, yes.
But I don't go to school here.
Neither does the droid.
Yeah, but what if he wants to see the rooms?
Well, I'd love to have a nicer room, but some things just don't happen.
Tell me what to do.
At this point, the pilots are looking at Muxo like, a little help here.
Ilsa, we'll talk about this later. Just stick to the hangar, okay?
Elsa's just going to kind of glare and storm off. Nobody's tried telling her what to do yet. She's not very good at listening.
Yeah, Muxo's just like, yeah, kids, you know?
The pilots eventually shrug it off and go back to talking to Muxo. So Ilsa, you've got Locke, and you can go as far as the hangar with Locke. You can go into the temple all you want by yourself, but
I don't even know who she's looking for. She's just started arguing to argue.
I think you're looking for Jai and Anaka.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Anaka
okay.
specifically.
I know. Do I see Anaka, or do I need to use the force roll or something to find her?
I mean, she has a communicator.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. You could
Whether
ask
she
her-
responds or not.
Yeah, it's another story. Yeah, you could ask her where she is, or use the force to track her down, or just go looking for her.
I choose chaos. I'm going to use the force.
Okay. Go ahead and use the force roll.
$27. It's like her best roll yet for that. It's for something
Yeah.
she doesn't need to use it on.
Yeah, you know where Anaka is. In the other hangar.
Well, they said the hangar. They didn't say which one, so we're going to that hangar.
Yeah, you're able to go in there, and yeah, it's dusty and looks like it's been abandoned for quite a while and all that stuff. And Jai is just face down, passed out on the floor, and Anaka is standing over Jai, contemplating something.
What did he do? Anaka, what did Jai do?
She points down to him and she's like, "You don't think I did that, do you?"
I don't know.
Well, to answer that question, I didn't do anything.
Okay.
This
Well, what-
idiot got himself bit by a snake, it would seem, as the snake is curled up under his unconscious body. And so I'm debating whether I should just leave him here, or how exactly I'm supposed to get him off the snake without agitating it.
I've got Locke here. Can Locke like grab the snake after you pick him up?
I could blow them both up.
No,
Would
okay,
that
blow
be
Jai.
helpful?
We need Jai. I don't care about the snake. I mean, I do care, but I don't want anybody to get bitten. Can you just pick the snake up so it doesn't bite anybody? Are you fast enough or are you too slow?
Locke just sort of looks down and like walks, which is at his normal speed, which is pretty slow. Not very fast. I could blow a hole in the ground and then
No.
burrow up and then
No,
shoot the snake from below.
no.
Hmm.
Shoot the snake from below.
It's a beautiful plan, really. Jai would be very impressed if he was conscious.
We could blow up the building. Then the snake is no longer a problem.
But then you would blow yourself up.
This is true.
Anaka like pulls down her hood and just looks at this droid with a look of pure what the hell. And she just kind of says out loud into the open air, she's like, I have no idea how we've kept this thing this long.
Hatsuska's in your head just going like, that is the droid of a Sith.
So, okay, can you focus your super force, not Sith powers on the snake while I get Jai up?
You say super not Sith, and Anaka just like raises an eyebrow, like what the fuck?
Well, Karen said you are a Sith. And I'm like, I don't think she's a Sith. So I said, you're not Sith.
Right.
And she quit being a Jedi, by the way.
All right, you tried to drag Jai away from the snake, and I'll try to keep it in place.
Okay. Raven, what do I have to roll for this?
To drag Jai, you can use the force to just pick up and move.
Yoink.
Or what is it in this one? There's acrobatics. That's not what I'm looking for. Looking for a strength-based skill.
Yeah, she doesn't have much of that.
There's really not an athletics skill in here. Endurance is Constitution. We'll just call it a strength check.
She'll use the force because she has like not very much of a strength bonus.
Okay.
Basically, there's a 1 in that box.
Gotcha.
I didn't know. 16. 16.
Would you like to use a D6 or a crit
Yes.
on that?
Yeah. Would a D6 help?
It would help. Let's see. If you got a 6, that would be a 22,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. That would probably be enough. So like, it'll help, but there's also a chance that it might not be a full success.
I'll use the
It's our precious little Jai. Use it.
I'll use the crit on Jai.
All right. In which case you are able to lift Jai up very quickly, as high as you would like, well out of the striking distance of the now alarmed
Can it be
snake.
way too high?
Oh, absolutely, way too high.
Because she's not used to using her powers at all, so he shoots up.
So yeah, Ilsa's able to lift Jai up really fast. The snake is obviously alarmed. Anaka, what do you do?
She'll just use her force slam, I guess, to pick it up and flick it as fast as she can.
Okay.
As far as she can.
Go ahead and roll for that.
You both have lightsabers.
Just Anaka.
No, Ilsa has a lightsaber.
Oh, that's right. You got one from
The
Jen.
lightsaber joke. Yeah.
That's right. I forgot about that. It's a really cool lightsaber too. 23. Yeah. You force slam it away really well. It just goes flying across the hangar, and then slithers off into some hole in the wall. And now Jai is suspended up by the ceiling of the hangar.
Is he still asleep?
Yeah. It's only been like maybe 2 or 3 hours so far, I think. So, still asleep. Yep. Now what?
Anaka just looks to you, Ilsa, and she's like, well, are you going to put him back down?
How do I do that?
Just roll use the force to bring him down gently.
Don't. That'll probably wake him up. Wake me up.
Well, let's see what she gets in the roll.
Oh boy.
Oh my gosh. A 10.
Not only that, but it was a nat 1.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Jai.
Oh, it was a nat 1?
Yeah.
It would now be a good time to point out that I am wearing full Beskar again.
Oh, sure. So the thing about Beskar, you know how when you're in a car you're surrounded by metal, but if you drive really fast and you slam into a stone wall, it's still gonna hurt a lot.
I would love to argue with you, but when you're right, you're right.
I'm sorry.
The best part is, if this wakes me up through pain, then when I get the news about the Jedi joining our crew, I won't be in a bad mood already.
She's not a Jedi anymore. She quit.
So I rolled 1d12, because instead of just dropping you, because it's nat 1, it's like, basically like force slam, but just slamming you on the ground. You took 7 damage.
Oh,
And
no.
yes,
Before
you are-
Jai hits the ground, is it possible for Anaka to try and use her own force to, if not stop him, slow him?
Sure. That is absolutely an option.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
Did it
so
get
sorry,
worse?
Jai. It got
Did it
way
get
worse.
Elsa's like apologizing as this happens because she's
I
not very
imagine
good at
it's
this.
like when somebody accidentally knocks a glass off the table and you just instinctively like try to go and catch it and you miss. I feel like that's what happens with Anaka. Like she instinctively goes, oh shit, and tries to help and just makes it
It's
work.
like that, but instead of like just missing, you actually like hit the glass and launch it across the room.
I'm so sorry, Jai.
That
I'm
was
so
a
sorry.
12.
I'm sorry,
So, Jai,
Jai.
So is
now
that
take
19
19 damage
Okay, cool.
as you are launched into the wall, the other side of the hangar, and then fall down.
So on the
So
good
sorry.
side, this doesn't hit my damage threshold, so we're okay there. Does
Yeah.
this wake me up?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Elsa's gonna run over there like apologizing the whole way.
Oh,
This is
that
literally
was a
like
hell of a snake. What happened?
it's like somebody throwing a volleyball up and the other person coming up and like, Spike!
Ilsa's like, I'm sorry, I lifted you off with a snake and I
No,
accidentally-
Ilsa, stop. Anaka's like telling you like as low under her breath as she can. She's like, don't say anything. And then she looks at Jai. She's like, yes, the snake.
Oh. I hate that snake almost as much as I hate Jedi. He raised his hand, but not as much as I hate a Sax. Hey, we need that thing on the tarp. We need that in the ship. I'm just gonna sit here for a minute.
Well, how about I get that and I will have Locke telling you the news.
What news? He looks at Anaka's like, is there news?
Locke just looks at Jai's like, I am only allowed to go into this hangar and the other hangar. Because I said I wanted to kill people, and the pilots didn't like that.
Well, they don't know you, buddy, but that does seem prudent.
Yeah,
I said I wouldn't kill the children.
That's a huge step for you.
Yeah, well, I'll get that, and you'll just.
That was the news, right?
No, it was about the friend, our new friend, who is not
right. Muxo has news for you.
Okay. Hey, Ilse, if you can be really careful, snakes like that part, I guess. And he just like taps his comm. Muxo, you have news?
Locke has rolled into the ball and is rolling away.
That's the smartest person on this whole team.
Don't you blame this on me.
Who's blaming? I'm just blaming a snake. What?
Muxo says really, really quietly into the mic. There's for my friends.
What?
What?
No. Kieran wants to come along with us. I said it's fine as long as she gets permission.
Why do we keep adopting saber jockeys?
She quit.
Not you, Anaka. You're cool. And Ilsa just got her. She doesn't count.
She quit.
Why? She doesn't have to stay forever. She's got to sleep in your room though. I want mine back.
If we're taking her with us, we get this whole ruined A-wing. Have her put it on the ship. And Jai turns off his comm. She wants to come along. She's going to steal the ship. That's the rules. I don't make them.
Oh my goodness.
As soon as you turn off your comms, Muxo's no longer involved and she's not going to participate in any of that. She has new famous pilot friends, and you're not fucking it up for her.
And also needs
love this.
Whoever's in charge to like get permission for Karen to come with them.
There's just like $1 bill and everybody's passing the buck around.
I'm not getting
now
permission.
privy-
That's as far as she's going with this.
Yeah.
Jai's going to look at Anaka and be like, is that happening really?
Anaka, now privy to this news that apparently they have a Jedi with them, does not seem happy about it. She looks like she's seething a little. Nobody asked her permission.
No, Ilsa asked nobody's permission. She just was like,
Hey,
"Come with
Anaka.
us."
See this A-wing? As a fee for taking their dumb Jedi with us, we should take this A-wing. Want to help me get it on the ship? I can make it yours.
Fine.
Paint it black and red.
Okay. Well, I've got to go make sure there's going to be no bounty hunters after us. Bye.
We're the bounty hunters. But
Ilsa takes off.
Can we burn this whole planet to the ground, Anaka? Is that an option? Where's
Ignoring your
Locke?
question, Anaka, uncharacteristic of her, offers you a hand to help you stand up, and all she says under her breath is, "That sure was an impressive snake."
Right about the time that Ilsa's rushing out to go find Kieran, Kieran is walking out of the temple into the hangar with essentially a small backpack of her personal belongings, which is not much. And Ilsa, you nearly run into her.
Can I run into her?
Absolutely.
Perfection.
Run into Kieran, you both hit the ground. Now what?
Say, oh, I was just looking for you. Is your weird boss person going to send people after you?
She's like rubbing her back as she's sitting up. She's like, well, you found me. Wait, what? No?
Okay, I just had to be sure.
Why would, no. It's okay for me to leave. This isn't like, if you leave, you die kind of a thing. I'm not sneaking out. It's fine.
Okay. Well, that's a small bag for not sneaking out.
This is all of my stuff.
That's all Jag are allowed to have.
It's just, I mean, Jedi aren't big on like material things.
Why did you sign up?
I was a child. The Empire was killing everyone, and I happened upon a Jedi who taught me, and it didn't have a lot of options. Okay.
No, what you do is you play along, and then you run away.
But
yeah,
Empire, bad.
Yeah. Okay.
I was doing things to stop the bad. I couldn't run away from that.
You could. I mean, nothing was stopping you.
I would feel really bad if I did, to put it that way.
But you didn't have to join with the have 5 things and lock yourself in a school in the faraway world group.
It's not for everyone. There's good parts too. I just
Yeah. What?
Do we have to talk about this right now? What did your crew say?
I didn't stick around.
She kind of
I think
looks
this is a
around.
good point for Locke to speak up and repeat what Muso said, which is basically, she has to sleep in Jai's room because I want mine back.
Locke's on the ship again at this point. Locke has got as far away from Jai as possible.
He read the room correctly.
Yeah. So Locke's not there, but Kieran does look over at the door to the other hangar and go, wait, is there somebody in there? That's there's a real snake problem in that hangar. That's not one of your crew, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, they should get out of there.
There was a kind of a situation with a snake and well, somebody should really teach somebody how to not slam their friends to the ground.
I feel like it's at this point that Anaka probably comes out of the hangar and hears Kieran say, "Oh, there's a real snake problem," and she just gives her like this look of shock, and she's like, "Oh, really? That's interesting."
Kieran just gives Anaka a confused look and nods, and is like, is anybody else in there? Was it just you?
Anaka looks in to see where Jai is.
What's the progress on getting this A-wing moving? Just like hovering to get it on the ship. I'm gonna take this A-wing.
The A-wing's non-operational at the moment. Like there's a big hole in the side of it, and the canopy's like cracked and stuff.
Oh. Then Jai comes walking out of there like carrying the hyperdrive.
I mean, it's in better shape than the Kipper.
Poor
But-
Kipper.
But it's not flying at the moment.
So Jai comes out with the hyperdrive and just goes, I'm taking that A-wing. Can you get someone to put it on our ship?
One of the old A-wings?
No, the shiny new one in there, covered by your damn snakes.
She kind of looks over her shoulder at there actually is a new A-wing in the main hangar. It's like, well, they're not going to let you have that one, but if you want one of the old ones, nobody's going to care.
The sassier Jai gets, the more Anaka seems like a proud big sister. She thinks it's fucking hilarious.
Oh, cool. Why don't you get some of your special magic kids that you're indoctrinating and have them put it on our boat? And he walks off with the hyperdrive, not asking anyone's permission.
She just shakes her head and goes, they're not. I quit the thing. Kind of stumbles on her words and just sighs and starts walking into the old hangar.
Jai stops when he hears that and turns around and looks at her and goes, huh. Smartest decision you've ever made. No, wait. Smartest decision you've made today. Do you want to help me steal an A-wing?
She's like, it's not stealing. You could just have it.
Jai sets the hyperdrive down and walks over and just goes, shh. We're stealing an A-wing from Jedi assholes.
It finally
Are
clicks.
you in?
It's
And
like-
he holds out his fist for a fist bump. Are you in?
I love this. Kira it clicks and she's like, oh, right. Yes. And she awkwardly gives you a fist bump.
Anaka no longer looks proud of this situation. You've lost your proud big sister reaction here, Jai. You fucked it up.
So close.
Jai turns around, grabs the hyperdrive again, and just goes like, and that's how you break a Jedi spirit, and walks off to the ship.
Kieran just like stares at you walking away with a look of utter confusion on her face. And then after a moment, just goes over to the hangar door from the outside and like force lifts it open. And just force picks up the A-wing and starts carrying it over to the ship.
Why?
I think you're muted there, Nikki.
I got force slammed. I don't know what's going on.
How do you do that without slamming it into the ground?
She looks at Ilsa and goes, focus and practice.
So there's no trick.
Focus and practice. Those are the tricks.
Ilsa's like on a sigh, like she doesn't believe her.
Study and hard work. Yep. Anyways, she brings it over to the opening where the like the hangar portion of your ship is, and goes, so there could be all kinds of creatures or snakes inside of this. You might want to, like, I don't know, throw like a vermin bomb in there or something.
Hey,
Like the
question.
equivalent of like a bug bomb.
Does Duce eat snakes?
Sure, why not?
Okay, well, Ilsa's gonna say, I'll just get Duce to go in there and take care of it.
Perfect. We don't have to use that stun grenade Muxo made earlier.
No, we need to save that. And Ilsa just calls her her spoiled rat ferret to release it to the ship, or into the
Yeah.
A-wing.
He runs in there. There's a bunch of skittering sounds and whatever sound that the rat ferret makes. And after a little while, there's like a couple of snakes and a whole bunch of spiders and some other critters that come like pouring out of the A-wing from every opening. And rush off into the jungle.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. And Kieran's like, yep, see, that's yeah. The jungle's very alive.
I was just gonna say Jedi are gross, but okay.
Why did you let that hangar, like, get snakes in it?
Well, this building's been abandoned for quite a while. We just recently, or I guess they just recently reclaimed it.
Okay.
There was a whole like big. The first Death Star was just destroyed not far from here, and like the Imperials knew where this base was, and so it wasn't really secure. So the rebellion kind of abandoned it for a long time.
Yeah. Okay. She's unimpressed.
Kieran just shrugs and excuse me. Force lifts the A-wing into the hangar. And walks onto the ship.
Great. Just had to have it, did you, Jai?
If we're taking a not Jedi, I'm going to take one of their ships. I'm going to make it for, it's going to be a Naka ship. We're going to paint it black and red. We're going to fix that hole in the side. I got you a hyperdrive. Stole that from them too, because Jedi. Yeah. Oh, and one of their snakes bit me and threw me across a hangar.
Threw you across the hangar.
Apparently, that's what Naka and Ilsa said.
The two pilots are still on the ship, by the way.
Jai just looks at him and goes, "Sup?"
They go, oh, you're taking one of those old A-wings. That's
Yep.
good. I'm glad you're gonna fix it up. Those were good fighters. They it's a shame they were just sitting there rotting. I'm glad you're gonna take it and give it new life. That's great.
We'll put a lot of guns on it and let our angry one use it. It's gonna be great.
That sounds perfect. Oh, and you got that old hyperdrive out of there too. That's great. It's just been sitting collecting dust. I'm glad you're taking it off our hands.
Jai like puts it up on like the wing of the Kipper and just turns and looks at him. Yeah, I launched a proton torpedo into a hangar to kill one asshole guy, and I almost blew up Muxo's ship, and I feel real bad about it, so I'm gonna fix it. The proton torpedoes blow up real good in a tight space. I can show you.
Oh no, we're familiar. We shot one off in the second Death Star, and they like make hand motions of explosions, and so like yeah, it blew up real good.
Jai, these are our guests. We like them. Be polite.
But they brought up the Death Star again.
Jai gets on his comms and just like does like an isolated comm over to Anaka and just goes, "These pilots are a lot. Do I have to smile for Muxo's new friends?"
Naturally, the response you get is no.
Keep in mind, Jai, that this is the most you've seen Muxo smiling.
Oh, no. He's not going to be an asshole about it, but he is just going to be like, okay, and then just like walk back off the ship.
That's all that's
Okay.
required. That's all that's required.
If Muxa was smiling, then Ilsa will just kind of stop being so mean and like.
No, she looks like she's, she doesn't have to feel like she's responsible for anything. She's just basically at a party.
Okay, so Ilsa's just going to kind of straighten herself like, "Do you want some tea?"
Talking to the pilots, or
Yeah, the pilots.
yeah, they're like, that does sound nice, but actually we've got an early morning, so we're gonna go get some sleep. But if you're still hanging around tomorrow, we would love to chat some more.
All right. She offers them fist bump.
Yeah, they give you fist bumps back and
Yeah.
and head off. Kieran kind of just throws her bag somewhere, and then kind of just disappears for a little while.
Musa brings the bag into Jai's room.
There's not much in there anymore. I think there's probably like,
Well, that's where Musa has been sleeping for the last couple days, because Kieran's had her room.
yeah, there's not much in there of Jai's. Almost all of it's on the workbench now.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, with that, unless there's anything else anybody wants to do that evening, I think we'll probably wrap up our episode here.
Ilsa's gonna make sure that Jai gets. I don't know if they have cake or if anything. She's gonna she's gonna be really nice to Jai,
Perfect.
and she's gonna be nice to Anaka too. Like usually she kind of is just like stares at everybody and judges them or ignores them. She's gonna be really nice.
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, with that, I think that's a good spot to wrap up then. And we're going to go on a raid here in just a moment. But before we do, I'm going to let everybody say what their favorite part was, where we can find them next, anything they'd like to share or plug. We'll go reverse order from how we started. So we'll start with Mr. Parr. What was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? And anything else that you would like to share?
Favorite part is the hangar. Of course, we just can't do anything right, really. Jai getting absolutely ping-ponged in the hangar. Amazing. You find me at Par Professional now, and you could, well, if you want to follow my, I guess, professional ventures, at Par Professional. If you want to just follow me personally, at Mr. Parr 4E on Twitter, and you can watch my Twitch, Mr. Parr. That's it for me.
Fantastic. Next, we'll hop over to Hope. What was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? Anything you'd like to share or plug?
Okay, so I'm going to be selfish again and say that my favorite part was actually just like chilling with the pilots, even though like it's not like story important or anything. It was just like, it's exactly the thing that she would do. She gets to be the embarrassed older sister. You're like, oh gosh, please. But like, it was just like good to just sit in the background and like, they're getting in trouble and they're probably not going to tell her too much about it. And that's fine. Just don't embarrass me. That was really great. On the other hand, my other favorite part was them just standing over Jai like, what do we do? Better not ask anybody's advice. We're just going to try to figure this out. Badly. It was great. It was so much fun.
That was pretty great.
And also, Zadu and I were very clever about getting here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, Hope you can find me on Twitter at HopeTracy71, and on Monday night on the Lady Sido's channel for Tales of Drahi, where I play a why not wild sorcerer intent on taking over the world.
Awesome. All right. Next, we've got Matt. What was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? And all the other stuff.
Oh boy. I think my favorite part was just the roller coaster of I score so many points with Anaka and then immediately crush them. With how Jai was like flip-flops towards Kieran for a second there. We'll see how that plays out. But that was a lot of fun, besides being treated like a forced ping pong ball. Jai's probably going to believe that snake did that to him for a good while. He's intelligent. He is not wise. You can find me at Matt Hoadley on Twitter. And I have a Twitch channel of my own called Fifth Draw Live. I stream there Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings, 10 a.m. We're currently doing a Pokemon Nuzlocke run right now. That's a lot of fun. And I have a podcast called Hard Reboot, where me and two friends take a public domain property and give it a fresh coat of paint.
Fantastic. Next, we've got Nikki. What was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? Anything you'd like to share or plug?
I like two different things. I liked how Anaka was kind of helping out. She was going to help Jai. She was like, you don't really get to see her do that too much. So it was nice. And but I do also kind of like how Ilsa completely messed up. And accidentally force slammed him.
It was fantastic.
Two nat ones in a row. Oh my god.
She does feel really bad about it. It's also fun for Ilsa to get to interact with Zadu, because I don't think they get to interact very much. So that was awesome. And I'm Nicole on Twitter. I am here tomorrow, and other places that I can't remember because I just have a bad memory sometimes. Sorry.
No worries. I know what that's like. Awesome. Next we've got V. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else you'd like to share or plug?
Favorite part, absolutely. Rolling that second nat one. I don't know what the odds of that were, but it happened. And it was very enjoyable. I'm so sorry to poor Jai. I didn't mean to add to your injuries.
I'm sure he had it coming.
I don't know if I'd go that far. I mean, he's a little funny sometimes, but Anaka doesn't want to like murder him yet, so it definitely wasn't intentional. But yeah, I loved it, and then just Ilsa automatically being the nicest bean and just being like, oh, this is what happened, and Naka being like, absolutely not, don't say anything. It was the snake, don't worry about it. And then just Jai being like, that was some snake, not even questioning in the slightest how a snake might throw him from one end of the room to the other. So that was beautiful.
Why would my best friend and the nicest person I know lie to me?
That is true. The nicest person you know, that's a statement. Can't wait to see where their friendship goes. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Oh, no, sorry. Ilsa is the nicest person I know.
Oh.
You're the best friend. Two different people.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, what? The nicest person? Anaka, are you sure?
Where does that leave the rest of us?
The rest of you would also willingly murder people with Jai. Ilsa, we'd probably have to talk into it.
I'm just saying, there's a whole lot of friendships happening on the ship, and none of them are with Muxo, so.
You'll get there, Muxo. Don't worry about it.
Ilsa says Muxo's her friend.
When?
Okay, she didn't say it, but she's definitely friends with Muxo.
It was implied.
Yeah. She got the straws for her.
Oh, that's right.
And she stopped being mean to the Jedi people that she was going to be really mean, not really mean to, but she was going to be a brat to them, and she saw Muxo was happy, so she stopped and offered them tea.
Acceptable. I will accept this answer, and I'm very happy with it. Thank you.
And they went shopping.
It's true. Anyways, V.
We'll all get there eventually. The friendships will happen. I'm sure of it. It might take a while, but we'll get there.
But you're the evil one.
She's not evil. Exactly.
No, the Jedi snakes are evil. The ones that threw Jai.
Depends on your definition of evil, I guess.
Certain point of view.
Yeah, exactly. It
Yeah.
just takes a different point of view. You know, maybe one day Anaka will get around to actually speaking words to you guys instead of just frowning.
We have a murder bot that's not, we don't consider evil. So Anaka's
Yeah.
definitely not evil.
There you go. But as for me, where you can find me, I will be here again on Saturday. Today's Thursday, right? Saturday for Animus Absentis, where I play Annie, as well as on my art Twitter if you'd like to check out my work. I'm working on some Animus Absentis stuff right now, actually. So if you are not necessarily caught up, if you're a fan of Animus Absentis at all, then you can check out my art Twitter. That'll be posted as soon as it's done. And that's at Peppero Draws, and that's Peppero like the candy. Oh yeah, that's me.
Awesome. My favorite part, the whole thing was really great. It's hard to pick a favorite part. I loved everybody's reactions to, like, you know, oddly enough, they sound and they look like a young Mark Hamill. That was just fun, and getting to egg on V a little bit with that. Like, so what does Anaka do when, you know, they sees this person, and also getting to do the little snake thing, which is from, I think, actually, yeah, I think that's the first Star Wars novel I ever read. A story about this particular location. So getting to, like, pull that up from my memory and nostalgia and work that into the show was a lot of fun too. I really enjoyed bringing that in. But yeah, I really liked seeing everybody's reactions to the different things, and it's definitely a different environment for the characters. So it was really neat, and I loved getting to see more of Ilsa's personality and interactions. It was fantastic. Where you can find me next will be noon Mountain Time tomorrow, playing Mare. As we're coming into the home stretch on Beyond the Wall, things are getting extra super spooky and scary. We've got a bunch of weird, evil, I think they have multiple heads or something. They're weird horror wolf things that we're facing down right now. So it's going to be great. Definitely gonna check that out. That's noon Mountain Time tomorrow, right back here. And then In the Mouth of the Beast Below is at 6 p.m. tomorrow as well. Zweihander horror fantasy. That's also going to be a lot of fun. Other things to plug or share is just sponsors, which is Fundamental RPG. Looks like this. It's a really pretty book, tabletop system. It's got a lot of full page art in it as well. And we run Animus and Water on that system this season. Last season we also ran Hunters of Calamity 2 on that. That was during the play test phase, but it's newly available. You can get the physical copy on Amazon. There's the link there in chat, or you can search on Amazon for Fundamental RPG. You can also find the PDF version if you just need the electronic copy. You can find that at coffee.com/raven/shop, just like it says in the bottom right-hand corner. Just add /shop to the end. And then Intrepid, which is adventuring gear for real life, athletic, casual, and outdoor wear with tabletop theme. And you can find that also at the coffee shop that I mentioned. And aside from that, if you want to catch up on this show or others that we've done on Blackfeather Guild, you can find most of the past shows that we've done and all the current ones at the Fantasy Network at I'm drawing a blank on the exact URL. Watch.thefantasy.network. That was it. To get to the homepage, and then just look for the stream library, and we'll be there under Blackfeather Guild. And yeah, I think that's everything. So we're gonna go with the raid cry of Anaka Talk to Locke. You can copy that right out of chat. We're gonna go raid Milady Saito, who's doing some D&D. It looks like a D&D one shot. Fantastic person and streamer. Definitely give her a follow if you're not doing so already. And then I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.